What's going on, guys? Bandit back here with Rule Legends TV, giving you an update about the ATF Pistol Brace ban. So, guys, if you've been living under a rock, you probably haven't heard that the ATF has released a pistol brace ban rule, which makes all braced pistols, AR, AK, anything with a pistol brace, a SBR. Now, some information has come out last night from SHOT Show. The folks over at GOA sat down with the deputy director of the ATF, and this information was relayed to Braden over at Langley Outdoors Academy. And so I'm going to talk about this information and then some actual facts that show that the pistol brace ban registration is a trap.
It's a trap!
So first off, we know that the ATF has waived the $200 tax stamp, and they want everybody to Form 1 their pistol braced weapons. Now, this seems to be the option that is really receiving a lot of flack on both sides. Some people are like, man, this is great. I get an SBR without paying the tax stamp. Other people are like, no, we shouldn't have to be registering it at all. However you see, I don't know. This is not legal advice. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm not an attorney, any of that. You have to make your decisions for yourself. So what we know is that you have 120 days from the publishing of the rule to register your your pistol braced weapon as an SBR. Got that backwards. I was going to say SBR is a pistol braced weapon, but that wouldn't make any sense. So with the 120 days, we know that they're waiving the $200 tax stamp. Cool. You have to Form 1 it. This is the ATF form in order to fill out to register an SBR with the NFA. There are currently only 8 people, and we know this from people who track the signatures at the bottom of Form 1s. There are 8 people that approve Form 1s, approve or deny Form 1s. Some of those folks are faster than others. But what we do know is that the current Form 1 return rate is 30 days. So from the time you submit it to the time you get it back, it's 30 days. Okay. There are a estimated 44 million pistol braces out there. Let's just assume 44 million people own pistol braces. And let's say for a argument's sake, 20 million decide to Form 1 their weapons. Okay. So that's 20 million Form 1s that 8 people have to work with, right? So that's 2.5 million Form 1s that those people are going to have to approve and go through. Now, assuming they do, a form every minute. So in a standard work week, 8-hour days, 5 days a week, you'd have 2,400 Form 1s going out. Now, of course, they're not going to do it in a minute. They may not do it in 10 minutes. It may be an hour. But essentially, the amount of time needed to approve these is going to be somewhere around, if I did my math right, even if I'm not right, it's still about believable. 20 years of forms that they're going to have to get through. Now, that's assuming they work 5 days a week, 40 hours a week for 52 weeks, right? Taking no time off for vacations, holidays, having a bad day, going to coffee chat, meetings, all the other shit. You're looking at over 20 years of paperwork for these folks to get through all of those Form 1s. It's not going to happen. Now we've learned that the ATF has said that if your Form 1 is denied, that is going to call for immediate enforcement action. Now, whether that means kicking in your door, killing your dog and hauling you off, or just seizing your weapon, or arresting you, or what, we don't know. But enforcement action coming from the ATF is not a term that we take lightly. It's a term that brings a lot of concern and a lot of fear in a lot of folks. So essentially, the NICS system, when they run through these Form 1s and everything, if there is a delay, after 88 days, those forms are automatically denied. And so automatically enforcement will be brought upon folks whose forms were denied just simply because it took too long to process them. Now, if we're looking at 20 years of paperwork, you're looking at probably 99.9999% of the people who submit their Form 1s having enforcement action brought upon them simply because the time frame that the ATF has put out is not logical, it's not reasonable, it's not practical, it's impossible to do. There's no way they can process these things in a reasonable amount of time. And so if they're already promising enforcement action for automatic denials, you're being caught in a trap. Now, a lot of people have speculated that they have opened this registration period up for this sole purpose of finding out who has the weapons, who has the pistol braces, and either just merely confiscating millions and millions of legally owned weapons, or for the actual prosecution of thousands, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people. It's something that is alarming to a lot of people in the gun community. It's alarming to me. The only recourse that we have, the actions that we can take, are to remove the brace and completely destroy it, or render it permanently render it unable to attach to the weapon. But that brings us into a new issue with them stating that any surface can be classified as a brace. So buffer tubes on AR pistols can be perceived as a brace. So we're really left with no good course of action here. And there's already lawsuits that are in the works. And so hopefully we can get something out of that. Congress, Matt Gaetz in Congress, he's introduced the Abolish the ATF bill or whatever it's called to get rid of the ATF. That's going to go about as far as you can imagine. It's not going to go anywhere. I don't think that anybody in Congress is going to side with them on that and vote to abolish the ATF. You'll get some of the Freedom Caucus folks who will, but the majority of Congress is not going to do that. So that's a big nothing burger there. But our best hope is probably in the court systems. We're going to have to wait and see. But it's my belief that the registration is a trap. So do with this information how you see fit. I'm not telling you what to do, what choices to make. Those are choices you have to make. Once again, I'm not an attorney. This is not legal advice. But, guys, it's something we really have to think about. Appreciate y'all watching. Y'all know the deal. Stay armed, stay safe, keep your heads on a swivel. Other than doom, met to want. Y'all be good. We'll see you in the next one.